welcome back to my channel and 5 weeks out. I've just got back from fasted cardio, I've showered, I've made my first meal and my coffee, so I'm gonna have that and then crack on with today's check-ins. I also had a new low weigh-in this morning, 57.45, so I'm around, I guess for my heaviest off-season weight, I'm around 7 kilos down now, 7 kilos down, about 11 weeks, pretty much. So yeah, all is going well so far. I'm gonna eat this, crack on with check-ins. Let me just have a sip of my morning coffee first. Morning coffee hits different after fasted cardio. Lovely. Also, I find doing fasted cardio, as much as I'm getting up at like 6:30 and going to do it, I'm finding that it's like pushing my first meal back, so then I get like more food in a smaller window, which kind of helps the hunger, but that initial hunger during the cardio is awful. But I also forgot my headphones today for cardio, so I had to do 20 minutes on the stairs listening to gym music, which is the worst, but we got it done regardless. So yeah, gonna eat this and crack on with check-ins. Monday's check-ins are now all complete, and I'm just in the kitchen making meal number 2, pre-workout meal before legs. I cannot explain to you how grateful I am that I started doing cardio in the mornings, because I don't have to do it after legs, which is awesome. So I can just put my all into the leg sessions and go nuts, basically. Today's leg session is the hack squat leg session with RDLs. So I'll record some, I don't know, I recorded the same session last week, we'll see. But I'm just making my second meal, pre-workout meal, 2 crumpets, 2 bacon medallions and an egg. A few little bit of veggies or salad on the side. I'm probably going to do some cucumber today, a little bit of cucumber. And then it's off to train legs, and then I'll do some more work in the evening. But I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone had a good bank holiday Monday. I hope everyone had a good bank holiday weekend. It was the Queen's Jubilee. Nick and I went to family for a barbecue. I didn't eat the barbecue food, obviously, but it was great to see everyone, see my little nephew who's going to be a year old very soon, and he was so cute, bless him. But yeah, let's eat. So I've just cooked meal number 2. The egg was a little bit of a flop, as you can see. I do really like a runny egg, but it cracked as I flipped it. I'm also starting to pack out my meals with a few more veggies. I am feeling the effects of prep a little bit right now. It's starting to come in. The hunger, the, wanting a bit more, it's starting to come in. So, sorry, I'm making a mess. So what we do in that situation, if we're feeling hungrier, if we're feeling the effects of dieting and the diet fatigue, it's always good to focus on what's actually going to make you feel better. So the fruits, the veggies, the salad, packing your meals out with more volume, it makes a huge, huge difference to be able to see more food on your plate, and it actually does make you feel better. We can cheat on our diet and eat all the extra food if we want to, but then we don't reach our goal. So, do you know what I mean? Pack it out with the fruits and the veggies. It makes a huge difference. I'm going to eat this now before it goes cold, and then we'll head to the gym. Good morning. It is now the next day. I'm whispering because it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm just about to do my Tuesday check-in, which is why I'm in my bikini. See what I'm looking like at this point, if I need to make any changes. I had a new low weigh-in this morning, a very small new low weigh-in, by like 0.05, but it's still a new low weigh-in. I'm going to do this and then take my measurements and go and do fasted cardio. I've got a very busy day today. Fasted cardio, tons of check-ins, an upper workout. I've got a couple of calls with potential new clients. So yeah, let's do this check-in. check-in. Really happy with how everything is going. Like I said, a small new low weigh-in this week, very small, but my glute measurement is down by about 1/2 inch in a week, so quite a lot. And obviously from a previous video we're looking at around 1/4 inch, so we saw 1/2 inch in a week around the glutes, which is good because we're waiting for those glutes to come in. I also don't really know what's happening with my hair, by the way. Is this meant to be straight today? Is it meant to be curly, kinky? I don't know. Kinky? Is that a hairstyle? Crimped, I mean, not kinky. God's sake. So I have to update everyone because I went into this prep tracking from 16 weeks out, and I picked my show, and obviously if you worked it out from the first video being 16 weeks out, then you would have figured out that my first show would be 16th of July with Two Bros. That has now changed. The plan has changed, judging by the title of this video. The plan has now changed. I always had in the back of my mind it could change, but I was erring on the side of caution, and I'll explain why. However, I haven't titled this video as 5 weeks out because I am now actually 3 weeks out. So I've pulled my first show forwards. So I will now be competing with Two Bros on the 2nd of July in Maidenhead, rather than... I am also planning, hopefully, on doing the one on the 16th of July in Wigan. I am planning on doing so. But we will see how the first one goes. But yes, I have pulled my first show forwards. I am now 3 weeks out, not 5 weeks out. So the titles of these videos are going to change. So the reason why I've brought the show forwards, well, I guess we have to go back to the reason why I did a 16-week prep in the first place. So whenever I've prepped before, I've never done 16 weeks. 16 weeks has been my longest prep to date. I've done a 10-week prep, I've done an 11-week prep, and I've done a 12-week prep. Don't ask me why, well, I was going to say don't ask me why they've been so short. They've been so short because I never really had too much weight to lose. A couple of shows I was 4 kilos above stage weight, and who wants to drag 4 kilos out longer than 12 weeks, right? I have expressed in previous videos the hard part for me is gaining the weight and building the muscle in the off season. And so that's where my focus went this last off season, was to really figure out how could I gain weight and how could I actually put on some size. And I did do it. I did it in the end. I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I was probably the fattest I'd ever been, even though I wasn't even fat or overweight, but I was carrying the most amount of body fat I ever had. And I did it, and I was really proud of myself. I finally figured out a way to be uncomfortable with being in a calorie surplus and uncomfortable with, oh God, getting out of breath going up the stairs, having a higher resting heart rate. Now, obviously, I was by no means fat. I was by no means fat or overweight at all. But for me, my structure, my body, what my body has been used to my entire life, that was heavy. And I really noticed the effects of that. My resting heart rate was higher. My fitness levels were awful. You know, I can't even explain to you how much better I felt as soon as I started prep, and I could eat less food, eat more fruit and veg, add in some cardio. My fitness levels just improved straight away. So where I was the biggest I'd ever been and the heaviest I'd ever been, I couldn't just jump into a 12-week prep because I obviously had more body fat to pull off. And if I jumped into a 12-week prep like I'd done before, it would have been exhausting. It would have been a grind. It would have been grim. I would have had to go so low calorie. You know, we're on a deadline, right? If I did 1% of body weight over 12 weeks, I wouldn't have lost the weight. So I had to go for a longer prep. So that would now mean that my first show would have been a 14-week prep, so I have pulled it forward. So the reason why I pulled it forwards is because this prep has actually gone a lot smoother than expected. So I was expecting it to be a lot harder, if I'm honest. I was expecting, because I was the heaviest I'd ever been, that I was going to have to diet so much harder. It was going to take longer. It was, you know, not going to be as easy to drop into a deficit. My body's got so used to gaining weight. It's now going to have to get used to dropping weight. How am I going to react to that? How is my body going to react? You know, how am I going to do it, right? Rather than being 4 to 5 kilos up from stage weight and doing it in 12 weeks. So where it's gone really well, and obviously judging from previous videos and the amount of times I said things have changed, like in my food or with cardio, things haven't changed that much. The amount of times I've come on here and said, oh, cardio's changed, food's changed, hasn't really been that much. I think I've changed cardio like twice. I think I've changed food twice in the last 11 weeks. It hasn't really been a huge change. And then the amount of times I'm coming on here and being like, new low weigh-in, like it's kind of just happening. And I want to take full advantage of that, to be honest with you. I haven't competed in over 2 years. It's the stage experience hasn't been there for the last 2 years, and so I want extra stage experience. And if I'm going to be ready early, or not even necessarily be ready early, but be able to compete early, then I would rather jump on stage. Does that make sense? And the main reason why I want stage experience, and I guess this is why I'm revealing my entire plan for the season, I will be doing the British finals this year, which will be a pro qualifier. I've never done a British finals before. I've never done a pro qualifier before. It's going to be the biggest lineup I've ever been in. It's going to be the hardest show I've ever done. It's going to be the most competitive. I have no idea how I'm going to fare in a lineup like that. I have no idea how I'm going to look, whether the judges are going to like it. But I want to give it my best shot. And in order for me to give it my best shot, I need the extra stage experience and I need the time to make improvements. So when I compete in 3 weeks' time, I'll get the feedback, and I now have 4 weeks to make improvements before that British finals, rather than the 2 weeks I would have had if I stuck to my original plan. So yeah, that is the aim of the game. So over the next 3 weeks, I am literally planning on just cruising in. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not doing any crazy peak weeks. I am also fully prepared for my feedback to get a little bit leaner. I'm not looking to come in 100% peeled to my first show. If I do that, I'm probably going to struggle to maintain it for the show that is most important to me, that I want to give my best shot. So I'm going to have to accept that, I'm not going to step on stage ridiculously peeled. Will I be lean enough to step on stage? Absolutely. I wouldn't step on stage without being lean enough to do so. Am I already going to be there or thereabouts? Absolutely. I'm only 2 kilos above my last stage weight. I still have 3 more weeks to go. I'm obviously staying in a deficit for that time. I'm obviously going to drop more weight. So maybe I'll only be 1 kilo above stage weight. Maybe I'll be on the money for my last stage weight. I don't yet know how it's going to play out. But I'm not gunning for that first show. I'm not peaking for that first show. I just want to get up there, do it, see what the judges say, see what the improvements are, fuck up my posing routine a little bit and have to figure it out. Because I'd rather do that on the least important shows than the most important shows. So that is the plan. And I'm actually really happy about it, because it means that I didn't need to do a 16-week prep. And if I was trying to peak for this show in 3 weeks' time, I have plenty of tools in my locker. I haven't changed cardio much. I haven't changed food much. I could just go for it over the next few weeks if I wasn't going to try and maintain for multiple shows. So it just goes to show, and I say this all the time, how important a good off season is. Yes, I gained more weight. Yes, I pushed the scales up, but I did it super controlled, that I was so worried that it was going to be a much harder prep and I would need longer. And in the end, it didn't actually turn out to be that way. And that is, I genuinely believe it's because I did it so controlled, like really controlled. And I'm going to plug my own coaching business here, because the way I did my off season is how I prep other people. It's how I coach other people. I follow the same principles. I look over the same information. I look over the same data. It does work. I'm a walking example that the things I do and apply to clients works. And I would never coach people in a way that I wouldn't coach myself. And if I can lead by example and know that it works and know that I can put it into practice, then I have so much more confidence putting that into other people. So I've got to lead by example. I've got to set the standard, and that's exactly what I've done over this last year. So yes, I am going to plug my coaching business there. If you are looking for an online coach to compete, to change your physique, build your physique, I do have spaces on my team, fairly limited at the minute. I've not said that out loud, but I am close to capping numbers, which is great. I feel very blessed to be saying that, to be honest with you. But I do want to plug it because when you see any kind of screenshots on Instagram of what other people's plans look like, my plan looks the exact same. I follow the same processes that I tell other people to follow. Because how can I ask someone to do something that I'm not willing to do? Do you know what I mean? And how can I ask someone to do something and tell them it works if I don't apply it to myself and it works on me, right? But yeah, that is the plan. We're now 3 weeks out, so the next video will actually say 2 weeks out. Oh my God. And it's getting closer. I'm very excited. Also sent my final measurements off for my bikini. So I should be receiving that within a week or so. And I'm not going to do an unboxing. I'm going to wait until I actually compete for you to see the actual bikini. I don't know why. It's just that, it's that Instagram post, isn't it? You've got to do that like one vital post on the day, like boom, this is the look. Because I feel like it's so much better to see the bikini when you're tanned, makeup, hair's done, rather than just like pulling it out of the box. But yeah, so I've known for a little while that I was going to pull the show forwards. I think I entered it 3 weeks ago, but I don't know, I held off saying anything because I was a bit like, is it final, is it not? I can still change if I want to. But the main show is the end of July. That's the big one. That's the one I've got a peak for. But yeah, fingers crossed it all goes well. Like I said, I'm just going to cruise in for the next few weeks. I feel like these videos will get more interesting after the first show when, you know, we have a show day vlog. Obviously, we've got my other clients' show day vlogs, but we have a full-on show day vlog. Nick will follow me around with a camera all day. And you'll be able to see what I'm doing in between shows to make improvements, go off the judges' feedback, and hopefully bring the best look I've ever brought to stage come end of July. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave this video here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm excited that the countdown is a little bit shorter now. And let's freaking do this. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.